Welcome to All Things SPVs, a Sally educational series dedicated to simplifying the world of special purpose vehicles. This episode is titled Blue Sky Filings and is part 4, the concluding video of the Security Filings sessions. If you haven't reviewed parts 1 through 3, it is recommended that you do so before viewing this session. In this session of Blue Sky Filings, we'll be covering the step-by-step how-tos for your Blue Sky filings with various U.S. states. As always, this is not legal advice. Talking to qualified attorneys is always wise. Additionally, this video is all about SPVs and not meant to be relevant to other use cases. Security filings is a multi-step process aimed at filing a Form D with the federal government and Blue Sky filings with various U.S. states. Now that we have filed our Form D, we are ready to conclude our security filings by filing with the various U.S. states that the SPV investors reside in. This video begins after you have finished your Form D filing. Filing your Form D requires you to use the EDGAR system. Filing your Blue Sky filings require you to use the NASAA EFD system, the North American Securities Administrators Association Electronic Filing Depository. This NASAA EFD system and the EDGAR system talk to each other. EDGAR sends your Form D over to the NASAA system, but this sharing isn't always instantaneous. You may need to wait hours or a day in between filing the Form D and filing your Blue Sky. I'll show you why. Let's get started.
Similar to the login.gov system, the NASAA system requires you to have an account. So you come here to the top right corner and click Login. Click the Register a New Account. From here, you're going to select the Filer Issuer button. And you're going to put in a login name. This typically would be maybe your firm name or the name of your manager entity or your master LLC type branding name. So something capital or something that is identifiable to you. Then you're going to put in an email address. You're going to select a password. You need to reconfirm that password. Click the Verify You're Human button. Then you're going to accept the general terms, the conditions, the policies, and hit Register. Once your account is set up, come back to the login screen, input your information, and select Login. Now that you're logged in, you're going to receive this screen, and you're going to receive it every time you log in. So don't get confused when you log in the second, third, fourth time and you get the same screen. Hit Accept the Terms and Conditions. Once you're logged in, if you accepted those terms and conditions, we're going to go to Search. Search Form D. From here, we're going to put in the CIK code for our SPV. Hit Search. It can take a minute for the search to pull up your SPV, but once it does, it's going to display here on the screen, and you're going to come over to this EFDID and click on the hyperlink underneath it. That'll pull up this page, which is a view of your Form D filing with the information that you inputted in that Form D filing. From here, we're going to click the Create Notice button. And we're going to select New Notice. On this page, we need to select the states that your investors came from. So if you have investors from Arizona, then you would click Arizona. From Maryland, you'd click Maryland. All the states that your investors come from, you would click a box next to those states. There's only one state that doesn't require any filings. That's Florida. So that's down below, showing that's inactive. So if you can't find Florida, that's because you don't have to do any filings with the state of Florida. I'm going to select Maryland, California, Virginia, Texas, New York. Now that I've selected a handful of states, I'm going to click Next. Need to agree to this consent. Hit Next. This page requires us to put in information about the SPV per each state. So the boxes that are in red are required. Boxes that are in white are optional, and boxes sometimes are grayed out, which means you're not even allowed to put in information. So white are optional, which means I skip them. That's my personal policy. Red is required. So the same columns are for all the states. And the first column is offering amount. The offering amount is how much you raised for your SPV. You might recall from the Form D filing that there was a screen where it asked how much did you offer, how much did you sell, and we put in the same number in both, and then the third column was zeroed out. So that number goes here into this offering amount. Date of first sale is the same for me policy as a Form D, which is the day I close that SPV. Number of investors in that state is how many investors came from that state. So of your SPV, how many came from California? How many came from Maryland? How many came from New York? And so forth. And then the amount sold is how much did you sell in that state? So for California, how many, if we said 5, let's say 5 came from California, how much did those 5 in aggregate contribute to your SPV? So I'll go ahead and fill this out.
I filled out California's line just to show you how it's done, but normally if it was all white like that, I would not fill it out at all. Red's required, gray, nothing, white, optional. So now that I have this filled out, I'm going to click next. So from here, you can add information. Just like the Form ID, just like the Form D, they're asking information about the group, the individuals, the manager, the GP. And so you can fill this out. But what's nice is you can hit this copy from selected group and it will pull in the information from the Form D. So you click this and it populates it from the Form D. I always click the button and hit next. Again, another question about the issuer. You can fill this out or you can click the button. I always click the button, copy from offering, it populates it. It now presents you a screen showing you the information that you either typed in or pulled in from the Form D so you can check it, make sure it's accurate. You'll see there's a listing of the states that you put in and their notice fee. So each state charges you a particular fee. Sometimes it's 0, like in the case of Indiana, and sometimes it's a dollar amount. Some states are really high. Some states are really low, even a 0 sometimes. So the total that you need to pay through this system is $710. The system charges you a $160 system use fee, and then each state will charge you whatever fee they've set per their legislative decision making. From here, we're going to click the Pay Now button and move to the next screen. Now we're on the payment screen, and this system only pulls money from your account. There is no credit card, there is no Venmo, there's no Wire, there's no Stripe, whatever you're looking for. It always pulls ACH. So you're going to enter your bank account information and hit Make Payments. From there, the system will then pull funds from your bank account and you'll be finished. And then gives you this page, which is like a receipt page, a notice of payment. It's going to give you some information about the blue sky filings that you just concluded. Scroll to the bottom. Gives you some more information. You can print, which I think you should, keep a copy and a record of this, and now you're finished. You can exit the system or go back to the beginning and do another blue sky filing.
There's a blog post that mirrors this educational video that includes direct links to key websites so you can follow along and get your SPV's blue skies filed. This concludes our All Things SPV session on blue sky filings, part 4, and the concluding video of the security filing sessions. For more All Things SPVs, go to sally.co.